Riders! In this episode of Games Explained, we're taking a first look at my favorite Grand Campaign single-player game, Xcom2. Xcom2 is a 2016 turn-based tactics video game developed by Fireaxis Games and published by 2K Games. It is the sequel to 2012's reboot of the series, Xcom Enemy Unknown. In this game, Xcom, a military organization trying to fight off an alien invasion, has lost the war and is now a resistance force against the occupation of Earth and the established totalitarian regime and military dictatorship. Gameplay is split between turn-based combat, in which players command a squad of soldiers to fight enemies, and strategy elements in which players manage and control the operation of the Avenger, an alien ship that is used as a mobile base for Xcom. Although the game has received numerous outstanding critic scores, it remains an underdog for reasons that I don't really understand. Its replayability and story depth makes it a remarkable gameplay experience. Perhaps the complexity of the gameplay and its slow-paced progression makes it less appealing for the average gamer. In this video, we will dive deep into the universe of Xcom to help newcomers adopt the game without being overwhelmed by all the possibilities. We'll first take a look at the management system, and then jump into combat and start killing advents efficiently and swiftly. To start a campaign, we're going to select New Game from the main menu screen. This brings us to the difficulty select menu, where we can choose between Rookie, Veteran, Commander, and Legend. It also allows us to enable any tutorial if we want to. I recommend using tutorial if it's your first playthrough. For this video, we will select the Commander difficulty, because we want to have a good challenge, and we've already made it through one campaign. If you just started, you might want to create a Rookie campaign, and if you're crazy and want to risk it all for the biscuit, go into Legend. Once your difficulty is selected, you have the possibility to enable Iron Man mode, which adds a layer of difficulty by overriding your save point every time you make an action, making it impossible for you to correct any mistake you could make. For this video and our playthrough, we won't activate it. Finally, we have the option to deactivate any DLC we don't want to use for this playthrough. Personally, I like to have all the DLC activated, but I think it's interesting to let the user decide if they want to play the vanilla version of Xcom2. Usually the game will start with an initial short mission for the player to promote their first recruit and explain the basic classes existing in Xcom2. For the purpose of this video, we'll skip ahead and explore the management system. Between missions, the player has access to the Avenger to prepare its next mission and make decisions on where to allocate resources and research effort. Starting from the top right, we have the list of resources currently available. Power is used to ensure our facilities have enough energy to function normally. Engineering is the number of engineers we have. They can be assigned to clearing materials, reducing engineering project times, or adding bonuses to certain facilities. Psi is the number of scientists we have. We can allocate them within one of our laboratories to reduce research time and unlock breakthroughs that shorten certain research projects, or at the infirmary to reduce the convalescence of your soldiers. Certain covert actions may require you to use either an engineer or a scientist. Alloys are used as a currency to build equipment or weapons. Illyrium is used to develop equipments or weapons in the Proving Ground facilities. There's also another currency, Illyrium cores, which are used to initiate advanced research projects or create a Spark unit, a robotic soldier with its own abilities and weapons. Intel is used as a currency at the black market to expand your contact network or to gain bonuses during certain missions. We'll get into these details later on in the video. Supplies is the main currency and plays a part in most of your expenses that you have to do, like building facilities or creating weapons and equipment. Finally, your income is how much supplies you get every beginning of the month and depends mainly on how many contacts you have. On the bottom right, the date is indicated and any upcoming important event. On the bottom left, any alerts of possible actions you should take immediately. The sphere is used as a shortcut to access your command center. The command center is where the strategy and tactics are principally controlled. Some strategy also happens in the resistant ring, which is one of the facilities you can build. We'll get into these details later on. The research center is used to manage your development projects. Our friend Richard Tigan is the lead of the center and always follows your lead on the direction to take. Autopsies yield items that counter the alien type. Weapons, armor, and special ammunitions can be developed. Some iPads can also be cracked for intel if you're in need of it. I suggest starting with better weapons before armor. Prefer killing them than surviving their shots. On the right corner, we have the engineering center. Lily Shen is the lead of the department and supports your efforts to develop and build equipment engineered in the research center. From the engineering, you can access all the information regarding your current inventory, your current staff and where they're dispatched, You can also build facilities and items, as well as access the Proving Ground, another facility to develop advanced weapon, and finally you can review the completed projects during your campaign. The sub-facilities are located in the center of the ship. When the game starts, no facilities are constructed, and it's up to the player to decide how to approach it. The player starts with a single space that he can use to construct one of the first basic facilities available. When selecting an available space, the player is faced with its first commander's decision. Which facility type should I construct first? On the left side, the facility names are listed. When hovering over the names, its building requirements will be shown on the right side. The supply and energy costs are shown, as well as the build time. The monthly upkeep lets the player know how much will the facility cost every month and be directly taken from the income. Green number means the player has enough resource to commit, red number means the player does not have enough, and yellow means the player is on the limit of its resources. Depending on your strategy, any of these options could be good. I personally usually take the Guerrilla Tactics School to unlock the extra squad member quickly. Looking at the rest of the space, it is cluttered with alien debris, and the player needs to allocate resources, meaning time and at least an engineer, to clean up the space. When clearing up the space, the player will gain resources depending on the level he cleans up the space. The lower level grants more resources and are longer to clear than the first level. Let's take a look at the different facilities available in XCOM and their functions. The Guerrilla Tactics School is used to train rookies for a specific class. It is also used to unlock class perks and increase your squad size. Requirements for unlocking involve supplies and reaching a specific rank with the concerned class. The resistance comms increase the number of contacts you can have by 2 for each engineers allocated to it. By default, you can only allocate a single engineer. With an upgrade that costs 125 supplies and 4 of your power, you can have an extra engineer allocated to it, granting you 2 extra contacts. The Proving Ground is where prototypes are developed. This facility works in a similar way as the Research Center, but is entirely dedicated to buildable items. The most advanced items are directly produced via this facility, like the Spark unit. The laboratory has only one purpose: accelerate your research. By assigning a scientist to this facility, you can reduce your research time by 13%. Similarly to the Resistance Comms facility, you can upgrade the laboratory to be able to assign another scientist for an extra 11% reduced research time. During combat, your soldiers can get wounded and develop negative traits that affect their behavior. Most negative traits are linked to event at which, when your soldier encounters it, will be sent into a panic mode where you cannot control his actions. By building an infirmary, you can assign an engineer to increase the healing rate by 100% and cure any negative traits that your soldiers have developed. This prevents you from using the soldiers during that time. The curing time may vary depending on the situation. Installing a Hypervital module adds a Revitalized Soldier button to the team selection screen before a mission. The button allows you to spend a single Elerium core to temporarily heal your soldier, restoring all its hit points and will, allowing you to deploy the soldier on the mission. After the mission is completed, that soldier returns to their previous injured, tired state, and any one soldier can only be revitalized once per campaign. By completing missions together, some of your soldiers may develop a bond, allowing them to gain bonus abilities if they are sent to other missions together, and if this bond is improved. In the training center, you can assign the soldiers who developed a bond to develop these abilities. The abilities developed are always displayed before assigning them. The training center can also be used to reassign your soldier skill tree, or to train extra abilities with a secondary skills point system. These secondary skill points are granted during missions by executing stylish gameplay and strategy like killing an enemy from above or by flanking them, and many other ways. This skill tree is additional to the main one related to their class. The memorial is where nostalgic players can remember their fallen soldiers. Finally, the living quarter is where the player can see all the personnel of the ship, their status, or current task. These two last sections are the most useless aspect of the game. I never go into there. I don't think it's adds any value to the game. Now, we skipped fast through the command center because I wanted to dedicate a section of the video on this. Let's take a look at it together and discuss how it works. The command center is where the player deploys its military strategy. The main goal of the game is to prevent the advance from finishing their avatar projects, which we can see the progress on the top of the screen. If the bar reaches the max, the event wins the game, and you lose the campaign completely. You will then have to restart a whole campaign. In this screen, you make decisions on how to enter the advents from their project. The Avenger is deployed around the world to scanning sites that can do either one of the three different things. Make contact with another resistance or expand your territory. Gain bonuses like currency, items, intel, soldiers, and also gain temporary bonuses at the factions you have. The Avengers also deploy on missions that are unlocked. Multiple types of missions exist in XCOM, and in every campaign the missions will vary apart from those of the main storyline. For most missions, the player can ignore it and miss its window to complete it. Usually, every beginning of the month, a council mission will occur, which I suggest you do. Then, during the month, a guerrilla ops is suggested. The more contact you have, the more choices you get for this type of mission. You can only complete one of them, which will give out either soldiers, intel, or supplies and prevent one of the different dark events from happening. The dark events are bonuses the events develop. Each month you have the possibility to discover one by paying the intel fee. These events can make the player's life a hell if not prevented in time. The Advent facility missions are done to slow down the Advent projects. By completing one of the missions, you remove one notch on the progression bar that we see. These missions are unlocked either through iPad's research or using Covert Operations. In the Resistant Ring, Covert Operations using your friendly factions can be launched. These operations are time-based and require you to allocate some of your resources or your soldiers to be completed. They can yield different bonuses such as uncover and advent facilities, grant special items, or even increase the damage of your weapons permanently. The Black Market can be accessed from the command center. It allows the user to buy equipment, fast-track research using intel, or to sell bodies to get extra supplies. Depending on which body you sell, you will get different amount of money. Finally, the player can construct radio relays to increase the region's income and reduce the intel cost of making contact near that continent. Bonuses can be gained from controlling a continent and having enough radios in it. Next to the region, we can see that Oceania can rank any recruits I train in the Guerrilla Tactics School directly to Sergeant if I make contact with the second region and build one relay. Let's jump into a mission so we can investigate how the gameplay works in Xcom2. Before starting a mission, the game lets you select and prepare your team. You start the game with a maximum of 4 squad teammates, and can unlock up to 2 more through the Guerrilla Tactics Schools. You can have between 1 to 6 soldiers per mission in the vanilla version of the game. Some mods allow you to have way more soldiers and controls per mission. On the top left, the mission descriptions inform you on the objectives, the difficulty, and the rewards for completing the mission. The buttons at the bottom allow you to remove worn equipment from members not in the current squad, letting you assign the items to your current squad team. You also have a direct line to the engineering if you want to build last-minute items before the mission. During this preparation phase, it is possible for you to modify each of your soldiers and equip them with the right gear. On the right menu, you have access to the soldier information, the soldier statistics, any special details on the soldier, and its abilities. On the left menu, it is possible for you to customize the appearance of your soldier, change its loadout, upgrade your weapon or your soldier's abilities, take photos, create bonds, or dismiss your soldier. When starting the mission, your squad is usually automatically placed in concealment. The blue hooded icon confirms that your squad or team member is still in concealment. The top left of the screen shows the objectives of the mission. The bottom left of the screen details the current selected soldiers, his skills, as well as his class and his rank. The middle buttons are action buttons to either shoot, heal, throw grenades, or any other skills that your soldier may have. The bottom right shows the weapon equipped and remaining ammunition. Above the soldier, his health, status, and remaining will is shown. When selecting a soldier, each has a different range of distance it can cover while walking. The first blue square is the range within which the soldier can still shoot after. If you go beyond the blue square, your soldier won't be able to do any other actions after this. Covers are used to place your soldier behind a safe spot to better evaluate the situation before making a decision. It can also prevent you from taking damage by reducing 75% of the chances of being hit while you're behind a full cover. If you're behind a half cover, it only reduces by 50%. During the combat, your soldier can be healed using medkits from the specialist class. When a soldier dies, it cannot be resurrected and is removed from your squad. You can extract the body to keep the items. A squad member critically wounded can return to combat once healed. So that's it, folks. You guys are ready to start your own campaign and bring to an end the Advent Insurrection. Alright, this guy's been hacked. It's an enemy. And looking to... One of the missions in the game is to hack one of these electronic beings to get access to the Advent network. This guy has a special item to do it. Now he's in cover, he's out of action. He's also in stealth mode, which means the enemy doesn't know his position right now. And he has the device you need to put on his equipment to hack the specific character to get into their network and get more information on them. What are they doing and what research are they doing. So right now, my last character for this turn is my Reaper, which is a sniper faction. Well, they're like special characters that they have special abilities that you can't develop yourself, so they're part of another faction. They have their advantages, which one of them is being stealthed easily, going through the enemy lines fast and without being spotted. You can use this at your advantage to get more details on what the enemy is doing ahead before your team gets spotted, which you probably would call them a scout. So now I approached her to the UFO and I'm trying to steal whatever materials they would have. This guy is teleported in the middle of my crew, so that's a bad start. The game started so well, suddenly everything's going backward. He's gonna die. He's probably gonna die. Or is he? No. So, one of the factions I'm playing with, what happened here is that this guy teleported. He created what they call a psionic bomb. Psionic bomb is exploding in one turn and will heavily damage any characters of your team that are within the range. So you can see the range with the purple. And they're out of ammunition as well. Like, so I have to reload my guns before being able to shoot with them. Now, this guy, so why did he take damage is actually because in the game you can select, every month you can select a new set of advantages that the factions you're playing with give you. One of the factions is strong on psionics, and there's one of the upgrade you can take for a month that is anytime your team receives damage from, or anytime the enemy does a psionic attack on one of your teammates. So if there's two, it's going to take double damage. But let's say you attack one, then he takes feedback damage, which can be random. I think it's between 3 and 5. So now this guy, every time that takes damage without dying, creates a clone of himself with half of his lives, which came into my advantage this round because he doesn't know this guy's there. So he teleported his clone in the vicinity of him where he can actually hack him. Now, can I hack him without taking any damage? Right. So in this game, you can press control. You see there's an arrow starts, and you can decide of the path you take by pressing control. So if I go here, you see there's a green green symbol above where I'm spotting it. This means if I take this path, my character will withstand chemical damage because this guy kind of leaks chemics. Well, it doesn't kind of. He leaks that chemics, and if I walk in the path of them, then my guy takes damage every turn until I get rid of it. I'm not sure. I think over time it gets rid of it, but I have to verify it. Fortunately, yeah. So like this is gonna get spotted, which is okay. And I should be able to, from here, switch this. I thought I might be able to. I don't know why it goes directly from there. If I go here, can I hack him right there? Yeah, you spotted me, I know. Okay. 70%. I think it's worth it. Let's try it out. Do it! Ugh. Okay. Yeah. So if I would have put this cold jack on one of my hackers, which is another character I have, I might have had more chances to not only hack their network, but also get a reward. So 100% chance I'm hacking them right now. Like, it's done. But I could get an extra bonus if this guy who has that skulljack right now would be strong in hacking, which he is not, because I put him on a ranger for their speed mostly. My hackers, I keep them in the back, so I don't really care about the bonus. Like, sure, I'll get the extra intel. I don't really care. I have a lot of intel right now. Almost got it. So yeah, of course, as usual. So when I hack this codex in the story, this guy comes out. He's like an advanced psionic being. Some stuff, you know. And I have to kill him, take his body, and make an autopsy out of it. So I'll do what I can to do that. I think this guy could potentially kill him directly. Let's put him right in his face. Actually, I should have went around him, put some chemical stuff all around him. But I think I might be able to kill him right now. I dodged it. Okay, I didn't remember that. So yeah, exactly. Good spot there, man. I think here I'll take damage if I go there. Let's think about what I can do else. Can I banish him? Easy, banish. So banish, fire at the target until you run out of ammo or it dies. Reveal the Reaper. I don't care. 75% chance that my first bullet hit him. I have 5 bullets, as you can see here. So let's go. They get estimated 2 to kill him. Let's see. 1. He's dead. I think here I'm safe. Let's see what's my other option to get rid of this guy. That works for me. Let's get rid of him. Easy. If you want to see more videos like this, please make sure to subscribe and visit me on twitch.tv/virtualriders. If you have suggestions for another Games Explained episode, leave a comment below. Take care, guys.